So today I want to talk a little bit about my self-improvement journey, from where I am coming from and where I'm heading to. And it began, I think, around like 2 years or something, um, or 2.5 years. I think 2 years are really explicit. When I began to watch some videos on YouTube while I was in school, and I felt really down bad because I recently broke up with my girlfriend, and when I went to fashion school and took the classes, I was pretty upset about the results that I'm getting and the value that the school was providing. So I lost myself a little bit in my own passions, and yeah, I came across the video about the person who was talking about his own success and how he was like about the methods he took to improve himself and in the many areas, for example, in business. He began by business and he began by talking about his methods, how he could focus a little bit more. But his motivation, um, you could took his motivation for and use it for everything to achieve anything in your life. Because he was so charismatic, because he was so um, he was he was believing in himself. He was actually believing in you and telling you that you are able to do anything in life. And this kind of mindset where you really believe in yourself and where you really believe that you can achieve something, this was what hooked me and what was so inspiring for myself. And after I got hooked and after I got inspired, I went on my journey and I began by looking for workouts to do in order to get my muscles a little bit back and my outer apparel a little bit up. And therefore, I began with doing home exercises with my own body weight. I did this for I think 1.5 year. After 1.5 years, I began going into the gym. This is what I'm doing currently and recently, but I began by doing bodyweight exercises at home, and this really helped me to get a more conscious in my mind muscle connection, and it helped me to get bigger muscles, but not really the strength, but my body overall went bigger in size. So that was really successful. And the other things that were really successful was my overall mindset towards social media and stuff. Because social media was a big, like, and big, was a big part of my youth. I lived alone, so I had no siblings and stuff, so I had a lot of time. And after I got rejected by my friends, after some complicated circumstances, and after I got rejected by my girlfriend, I had a lot of time, so I put it my sadness, and I put it my loneliness into this kind of social media dopamine trap. And I didn't realize it was a trap, but I came to the conclusion that everything that had led me to a specific endpoint was everything was on purpose. Like the algorithms, they know exactly, they analyze how your behavior is, and they're showing you some videos that are like everything in the social media world is on purpose, because everything is tracked and everything is analyzed. And I slowly began to realize that, and I slowly began to realize that my behavior was just on purpose, on someone else's benefits. I thought if I'm staying in this kind of trap for a longer amount of time, I will eventually believe everything, like the whole mind. I will adapt the whole mindset from someone else, and I felt not an individual anymore. I didn't felt really, and I didn't wanted to believe in myself. And in order to believe in myself, I stepped away from that, and I put in like a chunk amount of effort, like a big amount of effort in getting the right awareness into my digital habits. For example, in terms of studying, and for example, in terms of like creating my own content and writing more, and definitely like the writing part is a big part where I bring down my thoughts and bring down all the things that I like build up. until now, and expressed it through articles and through like a more creative kind of writing styles, and a journal and a own book and my memoirs. Like I write down a lot of things, and in order to like get into my laptop and really writing this down and really getting some pages down. In order to do that, I needed the kind of like kind of new environment, and this kind of digital environment I built it and I put a lot of effort into it, and I'm pretty happy with the current state of my configurations right now. I mean, it's a small part and it's not actual work if you're only configuring stuff. Of course, I know that, but right now I'm feeling more calm and more ready to do more videos. I said in the past that I will do and I will push through and more and do more videos, but mm, I need more time, I need more inspiration, and I need a better flow, because I don't really know what to talk about. So I will again talk about my mission, to put in a more emphasis on self improvement and sharing my knowledge. But I also want to emphasize the development in the past. Like the development in the past is influencing the future, and I want to talk a little bit more about my past, and therefore I am doing this video. So let's get on. So I was able to do some improvements in our life. Unfortunately, not in the social area. I was pretty isolated in the past, and I'm still pretty isolated now. But I think I get a lot of work done. So nobody is actually like validating my work. I'm the only one. I'm my own criticism. I'm my own critic, and I don't know if this is the best, but this is how it is, and I have to stick with it. So I cannot like this is not I will not put this as an excuse. So I will push through that too. Um, so I went on and did some videos. I went on and did my journal. I went on and did my memoirs. I went on and did the workouts. And after some amount of time, after I evaluated my habits and after I improved my habits, I felt really successful in what I was doing. And since I was the only one that is validating my own work, I began by really accepting my own work. So I was really accepting with my own thoughts, and I was really happy about like how I was really happy about the developed person that I was. So I was really happy about myself, and I got in a really good mood. But I felt pretty lonely after overall. So I needed some person to share my feedback with. I needed some person um, to love actually, and that is what I'm craving right now. Yeah, I'm pretty open up to that too. So I think that a person you can love is a pretty important aspect in your life that everybody should like consider as like should consider. Of course, I think um, this is like common sense. I have not to talk about this. Um, yeah, I went onwards. I talked with my family. I created a family tree, which was pretty relieving to myself because my family was not really open to me. They didn't share their thoughts, and I'm currently developing a kind of website where I put all of my thoughts and all of my experiences and all of my things of the past down, so my ancestors will able to like access this kind of knowledge and access this kind of personality that I like hiding from, like that I'm hiding a little bit, because I think sharing everything in person is really hard. Um, I'm a little bit anxious by talking directly to my parents about my thoughts. To my father, of course, it's a little bit easier, but my father is also a person um, that is highly influenced by media and is consuming a lot. So this is a person who I cannot relate to anymore. So I'm trying to be my own sensei. I'm trying to be my own criticism. I'm trying to be my own parents. I'm trying to be multiple persons at the same time, and I struggle with it a lot, and it stops me a lot, because nobody's really pushing me, but nobody's also really pulling me. So there's no push, there's no pull. It's just me, just my own thoughts, just my own courage and motivation and personality. And yeah, this is like the result of it. This is me sitting here is the result of this development. So I'm kind of happy about it, how it turned out, and how I was able to stay in a good mood, even without this social aspect that everybody is like putting a high value on it. And I was questioning a lot of the valuable things of my generation. My current generation puts a lot of values, some principles more or less, and I'm usually not the same opinion as them. Um, it's not only about self improvement. It's also about the political situation. It's also about like the view on yourself, and a little bit about religion, about the ascetic lifestyle, and being more being less materialist. Uh, also this has an highly also this kind of thinking has a big influence on my motivation and my fashion school, because fashion indeed is a highly materialistic kind of science. I'm speaking about science now. It's more like a cultural thing. It's more like I would label it as a kind of social science. Mm. And yeah, this distracts me a little bit. So I have a few principles in my life. I have came up with some principles that I'm following, not only principles but my whole life structure and how I want to live. And I think it's called guidelines and principles and rules that I'm setting for myself, which are interfering with the notion of the overall society, especially my own generation. This puts a lot of weight on my shoulders, and I'm trying to put off this weight by talking a little bit to the camera and you guys, which should be the kind of generation that I'm in. And I'm not asking for respect, and I'm not asking for validation or something. I just wanted to let know that that not everybody is the same, and not everybody needs to do and needs to feel the same way. Now, my feelings are pretty different and ambivalent, and sometimes, and yeah, I respect myself for this kind of abstract feelings that I have when I see my current development, and when I see and comparing it to the development of my generation. Yeah, that was a little bit. These are the results of my self improvement journey, and I would suggest everyone to adopt this kind of philosophy, because it is indeed a kind of philosophy where it has some parts of Stoicism and some parts of Buddhism, and yeah, it combines a lot of stuff. It is indeed a new religion. You can be against it, or you can be towards it. You can think it's a more materialistic thing, but overall, everything, all of this doesn't really matter. What really matters is how it turns out when you are adopting it. So you must not adopt everything they tell you about the self improvement philosophy. You should just adopt the things that are that you consider to be to be logical and sustainable for the society. I think sustainability is the most important part for our society right now. And if you are a humanist, and I'm a kind of a humanist right now, because I like myself, and therefore I should like other people too. Um, I believe in myself, and therefore I believe in other people too. I see myself in other people's too. I see my own faults. I see my own wins and my own respect in other people's eyes when I look at them. I see it when I look in the camera eye, because there I see you guys. And yeah, that's why I'm hoping that sustainability is rising up in concluding the self-improvement way of yeah, putting more being more aesthetic and being more conscious with your body and soul. Body and soul are, of course, really abstract ways. I am also recommending to you to read Friedrich Nietzsche, which is a German philosopher who was adopted in many kind of creative work in order to understand the world a little bit better. This is the end of my video. I wish you be able to push through the painful moments and painful situations in your life too, like I am, like I was and I will in the future. So, peace.